and say where you're located and which course you're doing, or if you prefer to put on your mic and talk, that's fine too. Sorry, I'm looking at the board when you see me up there. So Maureen's in Kenya, and which course are you doing, Maureen? I don't know, it usually shows people with typing, so I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll let you guys talk a bit about, in the meantime, we'll see if anything else comes up online, but if you want to talk a bit about the mentoring program and who you guys are. And, okay, cool, thanks, Maureen. Same as yourself. Yeah.
Hello everyone, me and Lal, we're your mentors for second semester, maybe first semester for you guys. I don't know if you guys got an email saying to tell you each of us is a mentor which you want to use. I'll get that later. But first, before we do anything else, we'll do an icebreaker, like kissing the flag. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can.
I'm going to be terrible at these, and those will be very good, I'm sure.
We'll share the screen with online.
Yeah, okay, I can show you once you have it up, that's no problem.
Yeah, no worries, just open it.
Once you have it open, I'll just share it onto the Teams.
Yes, do you want to do like online versus us here?
Okay. And then I can just share if you go back to the Teams, you know what I mean? Like go back to the Teams tab and then just go share and then go screen window tab, I think. Yeah. And then flags of the world, share. Now they should be seeing that online. So whatever you do there, they're seeing that online.
Can the people online see this tab? Just
you can't see them at the same time. I wonder if I can go in. Probably won't let me go into the Teams on my phone at the same time.
Do you think I can
go into the Teams? Yeah, and then I can look there if they type into the chat or whatever.
Oh wow, this is going to be 97 countries. This is going to be
what do you guys feel comfortable with?
25.
Yeah,
25.
No, we don't have enough time for.
Sorry, guys. Or 197.
That's fine too.
So I can see if anyone online makes a comment.
Okay. Do you think we can verse online?
I think we could verse if they're active. I think Dara and Maureen are both quite with us. So yeah. All right, let's give it a go.
Can they see the screen?
Yeah.
No, I am very bad at
Let's see if you guys paid
Okay,
attention in
so-
geography class.
Asian and European.
Okay, that's not yeah.
That's fine.
And
Just
then,
American.
Just so we realize,
yeah, they can
no
see
one's
it.
going to
They
ask
can
you
see
to
it.
disagree
Ever.
No.
I'm a geography major originally, and I never had anything where I would have to do with this.
Just an icebreaker.
That's fine.
Okay.
Is that an icebreaker? Right?
Okay, go on.
All right. We'll start.
India.
Oh, I have to tell you online.
No.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, wow, okay. We're one down already. Type the.
Taiwan.
No,
Micronesia.
Micronesia. Micronesia. Is it?
Micronesia?
Yeah.
No, Samoa.
Well.
Well, two little.
Cambodia.
Cambodia. Oh my gosh, I'm really bad.
Is online?
Well, Cambodia.
Oh my god, yeah, look, Dara got it online. Well done.
Iraq.
No.
Syria.
You sure?
Really?
Syria.
100%?
Syria.
Hands up for Iraq. Hands up for Syria.
Lewis, sorry, this is.
Oh, it's-
Syria.
all right. Syria wins, but it's Iraq. Syria has 2 stars. Not the writing.
I said Iraq, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, well done.
Venezuela.
You sure?
Yep.
Colombia?
Um,
It's can't be.
I know,
Venezuela
I
has
don't
the
know it all.
stars,
Jeez.
Oh, is it?
white stars. Like,
I've never done this before. I'm really bad.
Oh,
at
the
it.
one
It's
that-
really great.
yeah, that's not
Really
hard.
have to think about it. How about you, Luke? You getting them? I'm not really getting them. Do you?
All right.
Norway.
Yes.
Pakistan. No.
Algeria. It's Algeria.
I think
Algeria.
It's
Well done.
Algeria.
Like all the
Okay, no,
This
I'm
one
done.
is
Yeah.
hard.
Ooh, Pakistan. Okay.
I don't even know this one.
Was that Algeria? It was Algeria, right?
Yeah.
This one.
What do you guys think?
Zambia? It's not Sudan.
Zambia? Alright, we'll see what happens. Namibia.
Namibia. I have been there.
United States.
Yeah, that one's too easy.
Ooh,
What Montenegro? No.
Albania.
Albania.
nice.
Albania.
Honduras.
I think it's Honduras.
Really good.
No. Honduras has stars. White stars in the middle. Same color stuff. but-
Okay.
Oh.
I think it's Tajikistan.
No.
No, Tajikistan because of the like Central Asia. They have no Tajikistan.
Okay, I will say Myanmar just for the sake.
Okay, hands up for Myanmar. Tajikistan,
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Ooh, Dara said
Okay,
Afghanistan.
Laos.
No.
Yeah, online saying
Okay.
We're from there. We're
Yeah, you guys
Afghans.
should know, right?
Yeah, sorry.
But the flag may have changed, so
yeah.
we're having a bit of chat about that.
No idea.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it's in the, I think it's the Pacific.
No
Nice.
idea.
Laos.
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 Yeah. This one's
Romania.
hard.
Romania.
Romania? Alright,
Question mark?
I don't know.
nice.
India.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Austria.
Ooh.
Remember
this.
Yes, remember.
Yeah.
Solomon Islands.
I think it's Tuvalu though. No.
Is it
Tonga.
Are you getting things in your head? 'Cause
Solomon
I'm
Islands?
getting like none of them,
I think it's Tonga.
practically.
Tonga?
Yeah.
Alright. No, Solomon Islands. What do you guys think?
Do all of them.
Yes,
Oh.
correct.
Czech Republic.
Yes.
Sierra Leone.
He's good.
That's
He's good.
Mozambique.
That's right.
I know, I'm
The
like.
freaking Mozambique.
The guy.
It's weird.
Thank
you.
I'm like. the disaster.
Oh,
Ivory Coast.
I have no idea.
I think it's Cape Verde.
Cape Verde.
Is it? What's our name?
These are
It's
hard.
Cape Verde.
It's not Liberia, so
I remember coming up with your name.
it's the last option or the first? Maybe. Oh, for them. All right, last one. Let's see what online says.
Yeah, actually
Sorry.
online, Dara's been doing amazingly well. She's got nearly all of them correct,
Wow.
which is like very impressive. Maureen says, Guyana.
Guyana.
Yeah,
Kind
that's what online they
Yeah,
say.
I think.
of.
Guyana? No?
Dominica.
Dominica.
Well done, guys. That was actually
I had no
Well
idea, so.
18 out of 25. Not bad.
That was really good.
Three
Really,
quarters.
really good. Wow. I learned that 4 years of a PhD and 4 years working as an academic has made me less good at identifying flags. All right, cool. So thanks, guys. That was
That's all
awesome.
right, thank you.
So do you want to say a few words about the mentoring program or,
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah,
Yeah.
just maybe that was a good idea. Have you received, is it for postgraduate as well though, or only undergraduate?
don't think so.
I'm not
I don't
sure,
think
yeah, I
it's
don't think so
postgraduate.
either. I think it's
Yeah,
only
just for
undergraduate,
people
to be
who's
honest.
first semester.
Yeah, they've basically just
Yeah.
started uni.
I don't think it's, anyway,
Not
go ahead,
postgraduate.
say a few words about it.
Yeah, so me and Ehsan were mentors. We actually started last year. So this is our second time doing it. Basically, what we do is we hold a session once a week for about an hour. And how it works is we'll get your timetables and our timetables, and we'll figure out a time where we can all meet. We'll be in one of these rooms, and basically we'll help you with anything that you're struggling with. But just keep in mind that we're not allowed to help you with your assignments, but we'll help you in getting help, and also other academic help. And we'll also go through, how to submit your assignments. If you need help from your tutor, how to speak to them, send them emails, those kind of things, and just other general uni stuff. If you are in crisis, help you get that assistance. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Yeah,
Awesome.
thanks.
Thanks, Val. Did you want to add anything?
No,
Hassan,
it's just,
or- Yeah, you got it covered. Awesome. Okay, thank you. And I guess we'll say a few words about ourselves and the courses. So just to say that I'm mostly responsible for the bachelor's program. So anything, sorry, just remind me your name, was it Jaden? So, and also you're in the bachelor's, right? Yeah. Remind me your name too, sorry? Yeah. So anything to do with the bachelor's program, I coordinate that. Lewis coordinates the Masters of International Relations, which he'll talk about in a minute. And then someone called Kat Robertson Hassani, who's not actually with us today, but also Lewis kind of coordinates in that space, does the Masters of Public Policy, but Lewis can also talk to that. So anything to do with the bachelor's, I just want to say, even if you think, well, like I just don't know who I should ask this question, or maybe it's a stupid question or whatever, like anything at all, you can always just email me, ask me, or come past my office and drop in and ask me questions. And then I can always direct you towards the person that can help you out. So you'll find me, do you know which topics you guys are doing this coming semester? You're probably doing the public. Yeah, probably nothing with me, I don't think, but do you know which classes you're doing?
Yeah, I do. I think for this semester I'm doing, they already gave me like a set study guide, but
Yes.
I chose one class on my own, which was Australian welfare state, and then the rest
Mhm.
I'm doing capstone, which is the non-semester
Yeah.
class, and then research methods in public policy,
Mm.
in political science, and then critical theories.
Yes.
in
Okay, cool, awesome. That
Critical
sounds really good, yeah. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
good
sorry.
with Josh. Yeah, that's awesome. And you're here for 1 year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all next semester.
Okay, brilliant. So that sounds good. So you won't specifically be taking classes with me, but you'll find my name somewhere, Jessica Ganawa. My surname's weird, so I'm kind of easy to find. And then like all the emails at Flinders, it's just like jessica.ganawa@flinders.edu.au. And definitely, just reach out if you have any questions or issues or anything you want to know. And we can also obviously take questions from you now. But I think I'll pass on to Lewis and let you talk to the postgrad programs.
Yeah, all right. Welcome, everybody. Like I said, my name is Luis Davinia. I'm the coordinator of the Masters of International Relations, but I'm also the TPD. So that's the teaching program director, which sort of oversees all the rest of the programs as well. So essentially, I'm just going to give you, most of you are postgrad and probably people online postgrad as well, just give you an idea of what the postgrad program looks like, because you're telling me like you're in international relations, you're in public policy. Well, essentially what we have is 3 distinct programs that are highly integrated. So you will notice that even though you belong to different programs, not the undergrad, but just humor me for a second, Jay. You'll notice that you're in a lot of classes with the same people. So Why is that? Because the three programs share a common core at the very top. So all of you will have research design or whatever it's called, understanding research. All of you will have governance. All of you will have 4 core topics. So 4 core classes across the 3 degrees. Then each degree will have specific core to themselves. Like IR will be international security, international order in the 21st century, normative approaches to IR, and the other one is debating international relations, which is really the theories topic. We just didn't name it that because apparently students are afraid of the name theories, which I don't agree with. But anyways, and then public policy will have its 4 core, and public administration will have its 4 core. What that means is then you'll have a host of electives, which you can take electives from the other program's core. So all the core in IR are available to the public policy and public administration and vice versa. And what this means is when we revamped this about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, the idea was IR usually, and I apologize, those of you who are coming from IR and familiar with this, or those of you who don't, IR tends to be a very reflective discipline. So we can analyze problems a lot of times, but what's missing is how do you move from diagnosing a problem to actually changing policy, to making change. So we thought by integrating the public policy and public administration gives you that capacity to do that, right? So it's not just about understanding this critical thinking, understanding the dynamics that are going on, the main actors, et cetera, but also implementing change. And the same is true of the public administration, public policy, because most of our students you will see tend to be from outside of Australia, just like the faculty, right? So it's also giving you that international policy and international context for public administration. So that's the logic. You will notice that we're currently running on a trimester system. So that means topics run in 10-week blocks, right? There's no break. I can let you know right now, that will not happen next year.
Really?
Next year, we're moving back to a semester system. Why would we do that? Because your colleagues told us it's just not workable. So we will maintain a trimester system online because we offer the degree completely online as well. We notice those are mostly domestic students who work or have families and want to do something at Sunday at 3 a.m. Okay, do it asynchronously online. But next year we will be working on a semester system. Okay, I could say this with almost 90% certainty because I'm responsible for the paperwork. Okay, so another thing you will know is next year we will be running the program downtown. As we said, we have a new campus downtown. It's right behind Parliament House. It's called Festival Plaza. So we've got about, I think, eight stories there, brand new venue. We will be teaching the program face-to-face exclusively there. And again, why are we only teaching it exclusively there? Because your colleagues have said that they want to be downtown, right? There's just more things downtown. It's much more accessible, right? And maybe more restaurants and stores. I don't know, but that was unanimous among them. So we made that choice. The undergraduate program, as well, just so you know, we will be teaching in both places. Next year, we'll start first year. So this probably won't affect you guys, but we'll be teaching first year downtown and here simultaneously. And we'll move incrementally teaching second year in both places and third year both places where we'll be teaching. You will have to make a choice. You guys probably not because you're already here, but eventually if you're downtown, you can complete the degree there. If you're here, you can complete the degree here. Okay? Just, and I know I'm taking a lot of time, just a few notes as well. Just like Dr. Gnauer said, Jessica, I apologize, it's the American thing, I still do the doctor. Please feel free to make use of the availability that we have. One of the things that I tell a lot of people is, contrary to a lot of other departments, and I know some of my colleagues in other departments, we don't have departments, but they're called disciplines, but it's departments, is I say we're available. And that's different than accessible. You will find Jessica, myself, Catherine, most of the team is usually here. So take advantage of that time. Office hours, right? Take advantage of it. There's just a lot of empirical studies that say that and demonstrate empirically that interacting with faculty, especially outside the classroom, improves performance, okay? And especially for those of you that are coming in a little bit late and you need that extra catch-up, please feel free to reach out to us, okay? In a nutshell, I think that's pretty much it. Feel free to ask me any other thing about the programs.
Well, I find it interesting that you guys are moving to semester again, next year, because like, we've already started the class, it's been like in our third week now, and then everyone, I think almost everyone kind of struggling to keep up with the semester now, with the
Mhm.
trimester thing.
Yeah.
And then, it's kind of hard for the students, so like, especially me for the first year. I am lucky enough that I can get here earlier than most of the people because I'm in Australia was a scholarship.
Mhm.
But a lot of students, like in the class, find it hard to navigating around the course, like how to, how to complete this assessment or how to, complete topics and etc. And then that information can be found in the whole week, which started like already in our third week. So I think it's a good thing that you guys, going to be back at the semester.
Yeah.
Semester.
Yeah, do you want to talk to
Yeah,
that?
I'll
Lewis?
just
Go ahead. Yeah,
spark
yeah,
this
no, that's
more.
what we
I
found.
apologize. Because of being the coordinator of one of the programs and at the postgraduate level, let's be honest, one of the key things I understand is having the humility to understand we made a change, it did not work, and correcting it, right? The worst thing just so you guys understand, what we tried to do was try to model our program among very much like the MBA that we have. So the idea was, a lot of people thought, let's do the 10-week. And what we found is students are struggling. There are so many students having to ask for extensions, right? There's no break and it's continuous. And another thing is a lot of people still want to do a thesis. It is really, really hard to do a master's thesis in a trimester. I think it's hard to do it in a year, never mind compact it into 4 months. So we tried it, and what we had was we had student feedback. They told us no. So we went to administration. We said, this is what we need to do. So we'll accommodate, obviously, this year you'll have the trimester system, but as we move forward, then we'll figure that out. We will move the face-to-face, not the online, the face-to-face will again be, so you'll have 4 topics throughout. I think it's a 13-week semester with 2-week breaks in between. In that case, I think a lot more flexibility. And I always tell students, there's got to be life outside of politics 101. You need to have time for your ear. It's like me, I'm a tourist here, I'm right. Take time, see things, make friends, make enemies, do whatever you need to do, right? So that becomes very hard in a 10-week semester. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll just quickly answer. There was a question online. Do you help with questions regarding withdrawal of topics? I guess you mean like withdrawing from a topic that you've already enrolled into. So as far as I understand, you can correct me if I'm wrong because I don't see the student system the way that all of you do, but as long as it's before what we call census dates, you should be able to withdraw from that topic yourself. So when you go into your student system, into the enrollments, you should be able to unenroll yourself from that topic yourself. But if for whatever reason you can't, you can do one of 2 things. Number one, you can put in an Ask Flinders request. So Ask Flinders is like really, really important function that everyone should know because it's on your main kind of dashboard when you go, do you guys know what I mean when I say the Okta dashboard? So when you go into that Okta dashboard, there'll be like an Ask Flinders icon, or you could just Google probably Ask Flinders and it'll come up. And you can literally type any question into Ask Flinders, like help me withdraw from this topic, and it will get through to the correct person who will then help you. Now, if neither of those work, Maureen, then please just send me an email. I'll type my email now into the, Maureen, are you in the Masters of International Relations? Is that what you said? You can always just email myself and I can work it out for you, like what's wrong and why you can't withdraw.
This is semester availability.
And then this is another one. All of the introduction to democracy and government are unavailable. I think they're full. Well, introduction to democracy and government is a first semester topic. So I think that's the thing there. So Maureen, let me just finish with this first. So, sorry. So Maureen, so see if you can withdraw from it yourself, because as I understand, students should be able to enroll and unenroll themselves as long as it's before census date, which comes a few weeks into semester. Is that your understanding as well, Lewis? If you can't do that, put in an Ask Flinders request. And if that doesn't work, then please just email me and I will type my email into Lewis's chat in a second. And I will work out how to unenroll you from that topic. So Dara, to answer your question, so democracy and introduction to democracy and government is a semester 1 topic. So that topic is not available in semester 2. So because you're starting mid-year, so you're in the bachelor's, if I remember correctly. So because you're starting mid-year, like Jaden as well, so you will be doing the classes that we call topics. You'll be doing the topics in a different order to students who start in semester 1. So you'll start off in semester 2 with the first year topics, but for semester 2. So you should have like INO 1001, comms 1001, I think, and then there's a public policy topic. Is it GOVT 1003? Yeah, GOVT 1003, and maybe like a GOVT 1001. Yeah, GOVT 1001. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah.
She's the advisor, academic advisor.
She's the academic advisor. Now, they prefer if you put in an Ask Linda's request and it will go to them. But if, you know, you really can't work it out, then that's fine. Yeah. So we'll
Next
do
year,
those.
first
That's
semester.
correct, Dara. That's exactly correct. So what you'll do is you'll do those introductory topics first semester next year because you didn't do them first semester this year. So you come in halfway through, you do the second half of like the introductory topics, if you see what I mean, and then you do the first half of them next year. But they don't continue on from first semester to second semester, so it doesn't really matter which order you do them in. But those specific topics you'll do in first semester next year. Yeah, thanks, Renee. That's better. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Dara. Yeah, sorry, you had a question. I've forgotten your name.
Jill.
Jill. Yeah.
I enrolled, but I haven't joined classes. I was informed today classes had already started. What would be the best way forward?
Yeah, so that's
to the classes I've missed. And
So is that-
I've been given.
Start going to classes. Do you know where they are?
No.
Do you know where they are? Okay, you should have access to your study plan. Do you?
No, they didn't miss anything on my flow.
Okay, we could take a look at that. But the first thing is see what your study plan. So we knew there were students who were coming in a little bit later. Usually it's visa processes. That's usually the common thing. So I had spoken with the Dean of Education for our college, and the assumption was if you're coming in until your second week or something, that's fine. We'll make it up. That's why I said if you need help, actually not letting them, right? Even if it's not the IR program, it's the NPP or MPA, or it's the undergraduate. The undergraduate hasn't started.
Yeah.
Or it starts next week. My room is in this building, 333. It's really hard. It's really easy to remember, hard to figure out. 333. So we'll look at your study plan and we'll see. What you start doing is go to classes. They should be already scheduled. We'll see what you have. And first thing I would do is go talk to the instructor, say, hey, I arrived in this situation a little late, so whatever. They know that. If there's an issue, let me know again, and just start off. Okay? You will notice here, I apologize because a lot of you, different places have different ways of different education systems. You'll notice like there are not a lot of assessments here. I heard you say there's 5, what you're probably saying is there's 5 places or something. That's just one assessment point. So we won't have assessments every week. That's a la USA, right? That's how we do it. So you should not be that far behind in terms of assessment grading. And we know that some students are coming in late, but please make sure you let your instructor know. So if you need to think any accommodations need to be made, they can help you with that. Great.
So same as me.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing. See what classes you are enrolled in, right? We can check that out. We can go into the computer and see. And same thing. Go to class tomorrow. Class.
Today, because it's.
Go to class today. Go to class today. And tell your instructor this we're coming in for whatever reason. We only got to the country now. I'll start if you need support. You know, it's only been 2 weeks. Usually, the first week is like, "Hello, who are you?" kind of introduction, right? The second week is when you start doing material. Let me know. Okay.
Because I still am adjusting to this. I actually arrived in June 30, but I think I've enrolled like July 6th, July 7th. I didn't know.
Whatever the reason is, go to class.
Yeah.
All right. That's That'll pick up pretty quick. All right? Do you know what class it is you have right now?
Yep.
What is it?
The second part,
What class is it?
understanding research.
Understanding research
Yeah,
with,
Who does that?
it's supposedly Rodrigo, but I think there's
Yeah,
somebody else
Rodrigo,
too.
yeah.
Professor Rodrigo. Prime.
Rodrigo, yeah.
Okay.
That's because I
Please
got-
let him know, all right? That's really a research design topic, right? That's really important if you're thinking about doing a thesis. Just so you know, because this has happened a lot. If you want to do a thesis, and that means, especially if you're in Australia, you want to do a PhD here, you have to have the research component, the 18 credit. You need to do, before you do the thesis in your second year, you need to do also quantitative and qualitative research methods, okay? Just keep that in mind, all right? Their information's in there, and I think you know that, but just to reinforce that, because some students let that go, okay? Other questions we might have, you guys have classes, you guys have questions?
Sorry, guys, just before you go.
Oh, yeah.
The mentorship program starts in week 2, and please keep your eye out. for
It's running.
more information.
Yeah,
Okay, it's rendered.
yeah.
Okay, questions?
Sarah's typing online.
Anybody wish?
But how do we send it to them? I'm not sure.
If you get the person for like,
I know, we have to get their email.
just let us
It's
know.
little.
So, questions that you might have with the program, you know what topics you have, what classes?
I do, I'm just like, I'm worried that I'm missing any like administrative steps.
Oh.
All I got was the emails by Flinders, which is like enrolling and then finishing the introductory topic on flow. I've done all that.
Mhm.
I'm just worried if I'm missing anything considering my situation is kind of different, right? I'm like an MBA student typically. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything that I'm missing or credit transfers or anything.
If there's a problem, they'll let you know.
Okay, over it. Okay,
If there's a problem, they'll let you know. Or if you discover a problem afterwards, we'll work it out.
okay,
Okay, if somebody's told you anything different, just go to classes starting next week regularly.
okay.
Okay. Just while we're here, you might want to know just a few issues as well with the undergraduate program, just some updates as well. So what we have now, I don't think this will probably, because you're just here 1 year, is we have a host now. We're reformulating the undergraduate as well. So there will be some changes going forward. One of the things we're going to have to, please help me out here, Jessica, is internships or placement will be mandatory, compulsory. Is that?
One, you have to choose one.
Yes.
Of a bunch of options, yeah.
Yes, okay, placements, so we do have some interesting placements. We have a Washington internship, so we have the largest internship in the American Congress outside of the US. Okay, so usually students do that in their second and third year. So there's 2 options, an 8-week program and a 17-week program. Okay, just so you know, it has some costs. The university will offset some, but it does have some costs, but that's one of the options. We have one with the South Australian Parliamentary Internship, and we have one that's coming up for next year with the European Space Policy Institute, which is hosted in Vienna, Austria. That'll be brand new next year. It'll be, they're competitive placements, these, right? So just so you can keep a radar if that's something you interest or thinking about, you know, getting good grades to be competitive on that. And then we have a whole host of other placements available for you as well. All right?
Just asking, so I'm not allowed to take this internship, right? Because I did try, but then it says that it's unavailable for me.
Yes, because for example, the Washington internship
Yeah.
runs from, the 8-week program runs from January to February next year. So you're here that time?
Yeah, I'm here till July.
There might be issues with visas,
Oh.
Yeah,
see.
You have
I
sort of
don't think
American
international
but
students
yes,
can do it, right?
Yeah, that's why I was also kind of confused because it did show up on my enrollment page, but it just said that student something is not available. So I was just making.
might not be eligible because
Yeah.
it might be issues with visa processing, right? You have an American accent or Canadian accent, yes?
It's just neutral though.
It's just
I've never
neutral.
lived there.
Okay, just to say, you might, if you had American citizenship, that might be something, but just because there's the security clearance, those that apply need to go to the embassy, they need to do the interview, get that security clearance, because you will be working in Congress in the office of either a member of the House of Representatives or a senator. So as you can imagine, Americans, we tend to be rather anal in terms of our security concerns. Not always for the best reasons, but that might be it.
What about like the essay or the Melbourne internship? Is that?
Yeah, so I will check you, so basically we have a few different, let me just quickly answer this question for Dara Lewis. Which year do you apply for the Washington internship? Is it usually third year?
Second or third.
Second or third?
Because
Second
you
or
need
third?
to do certain prerequisites.
Let me put
Okay, so
second or third.
there's,
Yeah,
there's
would
a
you
host
agree?
of prerequisites.
Yeah, cool, you
might
could
be
hear that,
also
great.
Difficulties, you're probably not here long enough to do those prerequisites.
So, but just to answer your question about, like, if you're interested in a placement in general, not necessarily the Washington internship, I'm happy to talk to you about that because I organise our other placement topic which is actually a sort of a catch-all for all of the other placements that we offer within South Australia. So you don't have to travel for those. And for some of those, we could have an international student. That's not a problem at all. That's not a problem at all, some of them. Now, one of them is with the South Australian Parliament called the South Australian Parliamentary Internship. That one, I believe you've already missed the cutoff for this year because you have to apply quite early. Like it takes place now in second semester. You get matched up with a member of Parliament and do kind of a research project for them in the South Australian Parliament, if you know what I mean, because we have like federal system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's like the South Australian Parliament. But for that one, we sort of had to have all the applications in by about May so they could then match people up with MPs.
Okay.
So there's two things there. One, I'd have to check if an international student can do it. And number two, even if yes, you're a bit past the cutoff, so I'd have to check whether we could still manage to find you a place. So there's that one if you're interested. I'm happy to check out the answer to those two questions. If you want to do a completely different type of intern, like placement, you're just interested in some kind of work experience while you're here,
Yeah.
I could chat with you about that after this session because I have something in mind that might interest you that would be fine for an international student, but depends if it would interest you and what you get, what
I
kind
was
of
going to
thing.
double check, it's probably not valid, I don't think it is valid anymore. Say, for example, I wanted to go into that space, the one in opposite Austria.
Yeah, Vienna, yeah.
I've got an English passport, so I'm born in England, but it's probably not valid anymore, is it? Because it's because they left the European Union, so.
Yeah.
Not.
Oh, yeah, true. Damn it. Brexit.
It's not even just, it's not, the mobility was not even a European Union, it was the Schengen Treaty, right? So England's out, right? That's not a problem, but because you run it through the university, that you become through the university known as an Australian, not as a British citizen, right?
Yeah.
So that's not a problem, you just need to apply. The main thing is not the nationality, right? Because we have a lot of students who might not be Australian nationals. I'm not an Australian national, right? Even though I'm not applying for these things. This is the thing, you need to make sure you complete the prereqs, okay? By the end of the year, we will have what prereqs you need to do to be able to do that. So in your second or third year, usually it's third year, right? You're able to do that. And the prereqs have some flexibility. It's not like you need to do these 4. It's usually out of these 6, you need to do 4 or something like that, okay? So as soon as we've announced it, we've just so you get an idea, because it seems to be like, oh, you're talking about a lot about the future. We have the memorandum of understanding with them. So that's sort of signed. We just need to, from our end, institutionalize it and make sure all the mechanisms are in place to see who's responsible for what, who's got duty of care, all of those bureaucratic things that are so typical of institutions like ours, okay? So, but I wouldn't be worried, you're Australian, that's not a problem. You don't worry if you're a British citizen or an Italian citizen or even an Australian citizen, that's not the difference maker. It's the prereqs and it's how your application sort of weighs up against the others.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone. I guess it's like 4 o'clock, so we'll kind of close up the official part of our session, but let's have a chat about that if you're interested in placement options. And also we're around if you want to ask any other questions or anyone has any other questions online, feel free. And thanks heaps, Lal and Ahsan. Really appreciate you guys coming along. And I like the flag game. I'm going to have to play that one at home so that I can get better at it because I was really not impressed with myself how bad I was at that.
Welcome.
Cool, nice meeting you, James. You were the one, we were talking through email, right, about.
See you guys.
Sorry,
Have a
I
good-
send a lot of emails.
Yeah, okay. Emails every day, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was one. Thanks, Darren, thanks, Maureen. So,
See you guys.
thanks, see you, bye. So sorry, what did we email about? Or, I don't know.
I'm not sure if
It doesn't matter. It might have been. It
Uh,
probably was, but I just sent it on an email. I don't
It
know.
was about like because I'm here on like a double degree program, right?
Yes,
So-
yes. I know the program that you're in because we was chatting with people from your university.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So what I was led to understand was that I had a set
Yes.
course to study,
Yes.
but I was just interested if there was any like.
So that's correct, but what I believe, and I might be wrong because I haven't done this before
Yeah.
as course coordinator, but I believe that there would be a, do you want to just let's stop the recording or leave the session? Let's just leave the session and then it'll stop.